the more times they work with you, the more they're going to understand how to promote your products to their audience and get people to sign up early, because when they sign up, that's when you can actually retarget them and resend them information throughout your whole pre-launch and also your launch. Hey everyone, my name is Kimmy. I'm an owner of a digital marketing agency out here in Vancouver, as well as I'm the COO of an e-commerce brand called Bluma. So I've launched many e-commerce products over the last 3-4 years, and over the years I've really learned to figure out what are the tactics and strategies that can help you crush your next e-commerce product launch. And so today I'm going to be teaching you all the strategies that I've learned over the last years on launching and crushing your next e-commerce product launch. So I know going into 2020, a lot of people has decided to take on their passion and go online and start their own brand. And that includes launching products online on Amazon and also outside of Amazon. So in this video, I'm mostly talking about launching your products outside of Amazon, and that's launching your own brand. And to me, I love launching brands because that's something that can last a lifetime if done correctly. So before we even go into launching your product, let's just get one thing clear. So the number one thing that I'd say before even launching or considering launching a product is making sure that your product really solves your core audience's need. So what this means is that your product is what someone else really wants. Another thing too is that your product is something that's truly unique. And what this means is you're not going to go on Amazon and find 100 of other similar products or exactly the same products. What we're looking for is launching a brand that's unique and differentiated amongst all the others out there. So make sure you have that before you even think about launching a product. So a great indicator of whether or not you're ready to launch a product is that you have a product that you're super passionate about and just so excited to show the rest of the world. If you're there, then you're off to a great start. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to this channel. I'll be talking a lot of things about business and e-commerce. Also, if you really like this video, please give it a thumbs up so that I can create more of the similar types of videos. So step 1 to crushing your next e-commerce product launch is making sure that the messaging of your product aligns with your customer's pain point. And now that you know that it does, make sure that your messaging highlights this pain point and shows how your product can change your customer's life. So when it comes to pain points, it usually comes down to 3 main things. It's either related to wealth, health, or relationships. So you really just have to think about which one your product relates to. So why is it that you really want to clarify what this messaging is? That's because in aligning your messaging to your customer's pain point, that gives a very big reason why a customer should buy your product in the first place. So that gives less reasoning for them to question or understand what this product will do for them. So to give an example, I'm actually launching a brand called Awkward Skin, and the skincare brand is created to specifically solve key issues related to your skin that people are facing. So the very first issue that I'd love to tackle, or I'm tackling right now, is related to eczema. So eczema affects a large portion of people on the world today. And I know that because people close to me have suffered eczema their whole life. This includes my sister and also people in my family and my friends. And so me having the knowledge of launching products and knowing where to find the best ingredients and the best products, I decided that I really wanted to launch this product helping people around me that have this issue. And this is just going to be the very first skin issue out of many that I want to tackle. And more importantly, I want people to know that having eczema and other skin issues doesn't make you not beautiful or beautiful. It is a part of life, it's a part of what we have, and we should learn to embrace it, and we shouldn't learn to stigmatize it or make people feel uncomfortable just because they have those issues. But anyways, going back to the main point is that my skincare brand really has an issue that we're tackling and a pain point that people are feeling, and that is the frustration and the uncomfortableness related to eczema and the need to solve it. So I've developed a skincare product that is all natural to solve this issue. So that is why it's important to have a messaging that aligns with your pain point. And another great resource I'd suggest for you to read is this book called Building a Story Brand, and it really goes into how you can craft your message for your products and your brand that really aligns with your customer. So step 2 in crushing your next e-commerce product launch is sharing behind the scenes and also involving your audience in every step of the way of launching a product. So we're going to go into later around how you can even build that audience in the first place, but let me just say a lot of e-commerce business owners make the mistake of launching a product without even asking for their customers' feedback. I like to do things differently where I involve my customers, my target customers, in every step of the way in deciding on what products to launch and some of the key features of my products. Because at the end of the day, they are going to be the one that's purchasing the products, and I want to make sure that this is something that they want and not just something that I want. So how you can do this is really just sharing behind the scenes on Instagram stories or your chosen platform around what products you're testing, where you're going to get it. If you can be as transparent as possible, please do, because that's one thing that people love is transparency. On my Instagram page, you'll notice that I actually share a lot of behind the scenes of what's happening on photo shoots, and as well as skincare samples that are coming in. I definitely want to share it and test it and show people my reaction to it, because this is all a part of my brand and my story. So step 3 in crushing your next e-commerce product launch is building your audience. And again, a big mistake I see a lot of e-commerce brand owners make is leaving it till the very end, right when they get the products, to actually start building their audience and thinking about marketing. That is such a big no-no, because that way you're leaving yourself with very little time to build trust and an audience that will actually purchase your products and love your brand. I start building my brand and the audience like 9 months before even launching my product. I want to make sure that I know who I'm talking to and that I have enough time to really build a relationship with my target audience. Because at the end of the day, when you're building a long-lasting brand, what is it about? It's not about your products, it's about your customers, and it's about building that relationship with them and really understanding how your brand can really change their life. So I want as much time as I can get in order to understand my customers, their needs and their wants, so that I can shape my brand around them. This doesn't mean that I'm actually making every single decision with their input. I make a lot of decisions because from a branding perspective and from my vision and my mission, I definitely have, that set. But then that doesn't mean that it's not tweakable, and there's other areas that I can actually involve them in. So there's many ways that you can really start involving your customers without having to kind of give full control for them to decide what happens. But it's really just kind of making them feel involved and also learning about them. So step number 4 is working on influencer marketing. So this is one of the fun part about product launch, because this is when your brand can really explode if you can find the right influencers. So I typically do this about 3 months out from my product launch, because this is when I actually get products, or I'm close to getting products in my hand. And this is when I'm going to start reaching out to influencers that can help me promote my products to their audience. So the key thing here is that you want to start developing this relationship with your influencers early. Again, you don't need to wait till you have your products. You can do this even before having your products, and just having an Instagram page that promotes that type of messaging and pain point and solution that your product will solve. So in this stage, I really advise you to really understand what your values of your brand is, because that's going to help you find the right influencers to help promote your product. So just to give you an example, for our skincare brand, we really value embracing awkwardness. We value community. We value natural quality ingredients. We value effectiveness. We value being supportive with one another. And so all these values are really important for when I go and find influencers that I want to work with. I'm not going to go find someone that's very far off from what we're looking for. In doing that, it actually helps you and your campaign that you do with these influencers become a lot more effective, because those are what their audience cares about too. So that when they see your product being promoted by them, it's a natural match, and you're going to see results come through a lot quicker than working with any type of influencers. And the very first experience that I had with influencers is a brand called Grace Delay, and they're a brand for hair accessories. So they make hair accessory products for curly hair and how to handle, dealing with like curly hair and frizzy hair. And so I've worked with a lot of influencers and managing influencers campaign while working on their brand, and since then, it's really opened my eyes up to what influencer marketing can do for brands. If you ever have any questions around that, feel free to DM me on Instagram. I'm more than happy to share more insights around influencer marketing. So I know what you're thinking. Influencer marketing, that sounds really expensive, and that's not always the case. Yes, if you're working with like a 5 million following influencer, but in a lot of cases, I'll tell you, to be very honest, it doesn't always generate as much sales as you think. You'd be surprised. Some of the micro-influencers, and by micro-influencers, I mean 10 to 50,000 followers, they actually generate really good returns on the money that you spend on them. So don't just be, focused around vanity metrics like followers. Think about, their engagement and their following and how engaged their audience are in their posts and their content. So another thing about influencer marketing is making sure that the way that you package your products when you send it out to them is, you add in that extra touch, because at the end of the day, influencers are getting like I don't know, 10 to 100 gifts and from other brands. And so you're competing with all these other brands. So you want to make sure that your product stands out. So you can really do this by, the box that you send it in or the note that you add in, add in some personalization so that they can feel a little bit special and actually want to work with you. You want to think about working with influencers on more of a long-term basis versus like a one-off basis, because at the end of the day, the more times they work with you, the more they're going to understand how to promote your products to their audience. And also, if you think about it, people don't necessarily buy after just hearing a brand for the first time. They need to see your brand a couple of times before they actually kind of connect with it and start to really think about buying it. So don't just see influencer marketing as a very short-term thing. Think about it as a long-term strategy. So the very, very last part in crushing your next e-commerce product launch is email list. Building a very engaged and strong email list. So your email list doesn't have to be massive, You can even have like 5,000 people on your email list, and that's gonna already crush your e-commerce product launch. So the way you wanna do this is, again, start early. Have your email list sign up on a landing page that you can link to from your Instagram page or your YouTube page or whatever social media platform you choose. And get people to sign up early, because when they sign up, that's when you can actually retarget them and resend them information throughout your whole pre-launch and also your launch. So in order to build your email list, I'd say the best way to build it is launching a massive giveaway, like maybe a month before you launch your product. And with this giveaway, you can try to use your influencers as well as the social media following to really promote this email list and make this giveaway really, really attractive. Throw in a couple of products, even if it's not your brand, but it can be complementary products that is not directly competing with your product, and make it super attractive so that people would actually want to share it and promote it, and that way you can really build a strong email list. So I do this actually with Blumon's campaign as well. Every time we launch a product, we do a massive giveaway, and we try to get as many people involved and signing up to this email list as possible. That way we can really have a strong product launch when it comes to launching our product. So once you have this email list, what are you going to do with it? So think about it this way. You have your pre-launch, this is right before launching a product. Your launch, this is the day of launching a product. And your post-launch. So ideally, you have a lot of emails building up to your launch, and that will warm your email list and let them understand what your products can do for them and what your brand is about. So during your pre-launch, this usually lasts about 10 days before actually launching your product. I like to send about like 5 emails that will help educate our customers around what this product is about, why they should buy it, anything about it that can really entice them and get them wanting to buy the product. On top of that, I'm going to want to hype up this product launch. So I'm going to want to share people who have tried it, influencers who have promoted it already, and really get people understanding and trusting the product as much as possible even before launching the product. So when it comes to launching an email campaign right during launch, I've seen conversion rates go up to 50%. Yes, it can happen. It just is a matter of you building out the right emails and using really good content and subject lines for your emails as well. So any type of emails that you launch after your initial launch, you want to really start figuring out what questions people have during the launch or prior to your launch, and include that in your post-launch emails. So you would really want to include any objections that people have before purchasing your product and include those into your email. That way people will have their objections addressed and have more of a chance to purchase your products right after that. So there you have it, the 5 steps I do for every single product launch. I hope this video was helpful and there was some gems in it, and I'd love to hear about the product that you're going to be launching. So let me know in the comments below or even on Instagram. I would love to hear all about it. And if you like videos around the topic of business and as well as growing your e-commerce brand, follow this channel and give this video a thumbs up, and I'll be sharing more content in the following weeks. Thanks so much for joining.